Biblical baggage. Who knew that a wrathful God could be so savage? Unpacking the pages of biblical knowledge. Biblical baggage, and yeah.
Okay, so should I just jump in and then we'll figure it out?
I guess.
Okay. Let's see that. Let's do it. Welcome to Biblical Baggage, everyone. My name is Chelsea.
And I'm Morgan.
And we are your hosts on this adventure through the Bible, where two former Christians, Morgan and I, we've been reading stories that we were taught as kids and as teenagers. And now that we're no longer Christians, we're looking back on them and dissecting them and discussing them and figuring out what the hell's going on.
Trying to
figure things out. Somewhat successfully, somewhat unsuccessfully in some instances. And we're here today because we are going to be starting to research basically the book of Daniel.
Yeah.
We decided. And that's going to be a big task for fucking sure. But we're doing this now so that we can see what little we remember of Daniel's life and then kind of figure out what actually happened after.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because we just thought we were doing Daniel and the Lion's Den, like that's what we said at the end of the last episode. And then today I was like, oh, I wonder where it is in the Bible. And then I realized that Daniel was an entire book that was 12 chapters long, and I totally forgot.
Yeah, and we were debating doing it like we've done some other characters like David, where we just pick the random story. But it's a good, it's a good history lesson. And I don't think a lot of people know what was going on at that time. So I think it'll be good to do the whole thing.
I think it'll probably end up being kind of how we did Joseph, where we'll do Daniel's whole story in like parts. Like we'll do some of it, go away, come back.
Yeah. But it is interesting that both of us I remember his story being like the size of like a judge's story, where it's just like 2 chapters or something, but that's not what it is.
Right. Like I totally this one I do not remember a lot. It's like a whole book. I'm like, how do I not remember that?
Right? And I knew like bits and pieces of it. I remember so what I remember, I guess I can go ahead and start, is so Daniel is a prophet, and during the time that he was alive, something happens where I think he gets moved from like Israelite country. Maybe it's during the exile, and he's moved, and he now is living amongst other people, serving another king, and those people worship a different god. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I want to say that the Israelites were like under some other nation's rule is why. Yeah. I know who the king is. I can't remember who was the nation. It was King
Nebuchadnezzar,
but who was the nation?
Babylonian.
Oh, it was Babylon. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So I think they're under Babylonian rule.
Yes.
And he is either just under their rule or moved or something. I feel like he was moved, taken away.
Didn't they like choose a certain group of people or something, like from the Israelites for something? Like
that sounds really familiar.
Yeah, like these are the special ones for something. Extra smart
to serve
or something.
The king or something.
Yeah.
Because he's a prophet, so they stole him probably for Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened, Morgan. I don't know, but
that sounds about right.
And something happens where I'm assuming it's because he refuses to worship their god or bow to their king or something, and they end up trying to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, the next thing I remember is like there was something pissed off King Nebuchadnezzar. Like they wouldn't bow to his statue he made or something. Like Daniel, and then I'm probably gonna screw up their names, but I'm gonna try. Was it
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego?
Yes. So I did. Okay, so I was close when I texted you. So
you were right. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego.
Yay! So Daniel and then like wouldn't worship this giant statue or whatever that the king made. So he was like totally pissed off, and he was like, "I'm gonna throw you in a giant fire."
And honestly, Morgan, I can't remember if our memory is correct. Do you know for a fact that this is where Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is? Like,
I think so.
for some reason in my head, they're joined together, but I can't say for a fact that it happens in this story that they show up. Like, maybe they have similar stories, because I know they were thrown into a fire, right?
I think they're with Daniel, and like all 4 of them or something like wouldn't bow, and so didn't he just throw all 4 of them into the fire or something?
But then they saw another person in there with him, but nobody was in there.
they saw like an angel or something in the fire.
Yeah. So that's a separate story, I think. But I have no idea.
I think it's
We're
somewhere
like-
in Daniel.
Okay, so Morgan and I disagree about one thing so far, and we will find out if who's right as we go through this, whether or not this is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And do not ruin this for us, people.
Don't tell us. I think they're in Daniel somewhere. Do you know why I think so? Because I have like this
Why?
vague memory of the VeggieTales of like these 3 gourds who were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego talking to the little tiny David, who was again Junior, about this fire, and there was like the golden bunny around or something.
Oh my god.
That's like why I
Okay.
think they were in this area. Like I think this
You might
was
be
this.
right. I mean, like I said, like in my head they're joined together, but I can't remember them. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think when I think of the Lion's Den, I think of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But at the same time, I'm like, are they actually the same story? So
yeah.
Morgan says yes, I say question mark. But
I don't know if Daniel was in the fire with them, but I'm pretty sure they're in Daniel in this story.
Okay. They could be. That could very well be. But I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the ones where I know it's a famous story, but I can't remember a lot about it.
And then something happens to does like Daniel displease the king? But I can't remember.
I think Daniel didn't bow.
Maybe he didn't bow, but like somehow he pissed off the king and he ends up getting thrown into a pit of lions.
Yeah. And the lions don't kill him.
They don't kill him. They're supposed to, but they just are so tame and lovely because God makes them that way.
They started purring and rubbing their head against his leg
Yeah.
and then knocking over his recording equipment.
And then after that, I don't know if that's like the end of Daniel, but that is the last I remember. Like, I think Daniel becomes like high up, like kind of like a Joseph deal did, like with the Pharaoh. But I mean,
Okay.
honestly, that's about all I remember of Daniel.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you remember anything else?
I honestly can't remember anything else
I know
besides
I
what
know he was like Joseph and he like told people's dreams. Like I know that was a thing he did.
Right, because he's a prophet, so he has that
Right.
connection, I guess.
Yeah, so I know he like interpreted dreams kind of like a Joseph, but
Right.
after that, that's about all I got on the actual Bible story.
Wow. This is going to be a lot of new information for us, I think.
Yeah. I feel like once I start reading it, I'll remember more, but right now, that's about all I got.
The alien virus will take over. You'll start twitching.
Exactly.
Start regurgitating.
That's like today when I was thinking about it, I could remember 2 of the VeggieTales songs. Like I could remember the bunny
my
song
God.
and then the beginning song where they like talk
bunny.
about the chocolate factory.
Oh, yeah. We work real hard at the chocolate factory. We start at 8
and we don't get done till 3, which is ridiculous
Yeah.
that they now thought that was like slave labor. They had to work from 8 till 3. Now as an adult, I'm like, are you kidding me? 8 to 3?
I
I would
know.
kill for 8 to 3.
I know. That's like maybe they can't eat until 3 and then they keep working. I don't know. Whatever. Stupid. Fucking VeggieTales. I've done a complete 180 on VeggieTales, Morgan. Let me tell you.
I know. I feel like I'm to blame.
No, it's the
bad.
veil being lifted.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to start researching this, like I said. So hopefully we'll be back soon. It's going to be a big undertaking, so I hope we might end up skipping a week, but we'll try our best to keep up our normal schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the meantime, if you guys think of anything you want us to do after Daniel, let us know, because there's going to be a lot to cover and a lot of things going on. So
Yeah.
we'll switch things up for you like we usually do.
Yep.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for listening to our little preview of what we can remember about Daniel.
Not a lot is the summary.
Yeah, not very much. We will see you when we release the next episode, but until then, stay safe and
Don't die.